So one of the questions that people always ask me in my workshops and classes is, Karen, I've heard that big box stores actually charge you for shelf space. Is that true? How does that work? And I'm going to have to put a lot of money up front to deal with these retailers. I'm not interested in paying them to put my products in stores. So the way it works with big box stores, it depends on where you are in the process. So if you're just starting out and you're trying to get products into stores, you're not going to have to deal with that. Ultimately, they're going to put your product in the stores if they like your product, and they're going to test it out, and then they're going to continue to buy your product and so forth, hopefully, right? There are exceptions where if you want a full section of the store, like a whole shelf space for your product, then they might charge you for positioning, right? Of having that prime place in that retailer, that they might charge you for that if you wanted to get some prime placement. A lot of these bigger manufacturers and so forth spend the extra money to be able to get a space in that store that's ultimately going to help drive more products, and they're willing to pay some money because they're going to make money in return. And then obviously there's some times where they do all sorts of different ways where you might pay an extra fee and then you can maybe get in the front counter or area. And that doesn't always happen. Most of the time you can actually just work with the front end buyer and sell products to the front of the store. I explained that in another video. But ultimately, if you want to sell products to stores, it really ultimately comes down to, most of the time, it's not about you paying for shelf space. But there are exceptions to the rule. If you want prime placement, the buyers will ask you different options. Sometimes certain grocery stores or certain types of stores will throw in a fee for that type of thing. But most of the time, most of you, where you are at in the process, it's not a huge issue and you shouldn't have to worry about it. And ultimately, a lot of times it really comes down to you. If one retailer is telling you that they're going to spend they want you to spend a bunch of money, and you don't want to spend that money, don't do it. Go find another retailer that's not going to charge you for that extra space. So it does happen, but not that often. And it's not a huge concern, and I wouldn't worry about it. So I hope that helps.